Many leaders I meet are in reinvention or career transition, and I believe it will be happening more often going forward. And if you are one of the executives or leaders who are navigating that very important phase currently in your life and in your career, then this episode is for you. I'll be sharing what will help you to navigate this critical and important phase with more ease, trust, confidence, clarity, and creating momentums faster. Welcome to Extraordinary Leadership Podcast, a place where bold, visionary, and conscious leaders rise. I'm Dagmara Asperg, executive and transformational coach, speaker, and founder of Extraordinary Leadership Movement. Here, we do not just talk about leadership, we redefine it, exploring a new paradigm, rooted in aligned energy, powerful presence, and impact in human evolution that allow leaders, businesses, and cultures to thrive. So if you're ready to lead differently and shape the future of leadership and success from the highest place of self, then you are in the right place. Because extraordinary leadership comes from within. And so let us rise together. So you might be listening to me and you might be a completely different phase. Either you are in this moment I call where there is something else that is calling us in, bigger impact, more influential role, something different. Maybe a leader decided to leave, decided already to make the bold step because you felt misaligned with the place where you were. And so you decided that there is a time to move on. And you want to shape your next chapter much more intentionally. You want to be in a place that really help you to grow and value as a leader, and also that you make a meaningful impact, something that you really, really want to shape intentionally. So that might be you as well listening to me today, and that also will be for you, and I'm going to share. And finally, you might be this leader also, finding yourself in a situation where you were asked to leave. And it doesn't matter actually the reason, but you find yourself all of a sudden without that role, without that income, without safety, and without everything would belong to where you just been. So in any of those three scenarios, if you are listening to me, this episode will be of value for you. These three different phases, or three different scenarios I just painted, right? Either, voluntarily leaving, aspiring to a bigger role, or just being, asked to leave. Maybe first we think they have nothing in common. They are so different circumstances and, need to be dealt in completely different way. But actually they have something very, very important in common. All of these three different scenarios, first of all, are not circumstances. They are meant for you. If you like, they are inevitable part on your journey. Actually, you created them even unconsciously. These moments is life giving you an opportunity to shape the next chapter more intentionally, to align deeper with your path, with your purpose, with your values, with your essence, with who you are, with your greatest potential. And this phase and circumstance that you are is also opportunity to expand and grow and become the next level you, if you like. And sometimes actually realign your path with what is meant for you. And I mean it because, first of all, I experienced it myself. I experienced all of those different cases that I just shared with you. I know how it feels to be lost, to be unclear, to want something more. I know how it feels to be not appreciated and not valued and maybe not even respected. And I know also what it means to be asked to leave. I experienced all of those different moments. And in a hindsight, they've taught me the same. There were all the turning points. There were all those pivotal moments that when we take them intentionally, when we shape them intentionally, we navigate them intentionally, they become our breakthroughs. They become our pivotal shifts in life, in career. And it's very important that you embrace that perspective. It's very important to actually see those moments, especially those where we didn't intentionally leave. as those greatest opportunities and inevitable moments in our life that needed to happen this way so that you can truly focus on something different, something better, something greater, something with this moment for you. The faster you embrace this perspective, this mindset, if you like, this lens, the more it will support you to creating your next chapter, either a role or maybe completely something different. So that is what I would like to start with. All of these moments, doesn't matter where you actually are beautiful opportunities to arise and shape your path intentionally. And following on that, the most important phase, if you like, in this process is intentionality. That's the keyword. Being very intentional. Shaping your next chapter intentionally. Intentionality doesn't mean that all of a sudden we run to all, different networking parties, we upgrade fast our CV, we are all of a sudden super visible on LinkedIn, and we kind of chase the next opportunities by, saying hello to recruiters. Yes, those things are important and are part of your process of landing another role, if that's what you want to choose to. But before you go there, something more important needs to happen. You need to reconnect with yourself. You need to realign with yourself. You need to find a deeper clarity about yourself. You see, the reason where you are and what just is happening, either the pull for something greater or a chapter that is closing, is something that you created. This moment, this very moment that you are just in, is an invitation to elevate who you are, expand your identity. You see, everything in your life is a mirror of your inner world, of your inner architecture, I call. So your reality always match your inner architecture. And what is that inner architecture? That's your identity, that's your belief system, that's your consciousness, that's your state. Those are elements of your inner architecture that actually drive 95% of your behaviors and results. So in order to shape something new, in order to shape a new chapter, in order to land a role in a more aligned place, in order to shape clarity of where I want to go, and even maybe if I want to continue in my path or, change a career, we need to actually reconnect with that, with our inner self. Because if we don't, we are risking to repeat the same patterns. We are risking to find ourselves, first of all, in roles and in other organizations that look on the outside something different. But when you step inside, you will find yourself repeating the same patterns, feeling the same way, experiencing the same toxic environments, or navigating the same politics, and all will be like a déjà vu. Because nothing shifted inside, so nothing can shift outside in your reality either. You cannot land a completely different environment, expensive role, and a new different experience if you don't elevate from the inside out. And if you are going to, shape something different than landing in another executive role, for example, you want to start maybe a business, many of my clients do, you definitely will need to relook into that because you are shifting the environment and you need to work on that inner architecture to support your business creation. And you need to even reconnect with yourself to create that clarity of what you really want. And this is why I want to underline how important is that phase for you in your career. And I want to briefly walk you through this 3 phases process that leaders that I have a pleasure to work with go through that actually really not only accelerate clarity and bring the clarity from a deeper place, but allow leaders to shift energetically, elevate from inside out, and create faster momentums. I've seen leaders going through this process, for example, starting a new business, a first-time business after years of being in corporate world. And thanks to that very, very crucial part in the process and the journey that we've been working together, that led them to such a shift that they were able to start attracting clients within a very few weeks of their new, starting point, new chapter in their life as a business owner from being a corporate leader. And I also seen how this process helped leaders to faster land the desired roles. So this process definitely served many, and I want to unpack it for you very briefly here. So this process consists of 3 phases: attune, activate, align. The first phase, attune, is the phase where you as a leader connect yourself with the true desires, with what you truly, truly want, and with that next level version of yourself that already exists. And that is why I call it attune. It's like tuning yourself into another radio station. That radio station already exists. What we're doing is we are attuning ourselves so that we can listen to the transmission of this channel. So that is the very first part of the process. And I believe that it really speeds and brings completely different level of thinking and being and shaping this process than any traditional ways that you may have encountered before. At least that's what it, brought to me when I got in contact with this. Because in this process, we're not trying to figure out and think through what we want to do next, but we are actually attuning ourselves, connecting ourselves with what already exists vibrationally. That is the quantum perspective that I absolutely love to bring to leaders. And that creates already the first shift. Because there is so much easier ways to actually download, if you like, of what's your next chapter and discover, and of course, reconnect with your true, authentic, and highest expression of yourself. So that part is definitely eye-opening and already a very first shift in this process. In clarity, in awareness, in trust, in knowing what you really want. The second part is activate. In this part, we go a little bit deeper and we look into your inner architecture. Inner architecture is basically what shape your thinking, your behaviors, and of course, your results. And it shaped your past behaviors so far. And what you definitely don't want to do is repeat the patterns that are on autopilot, because you want to shape your future from a different place, right? And in order to do that, you need to discover what's your current architecture. What's your current set of beliefs? What's the identity you've been playing on autopilot? What's the patterns? What's the habits? And from there, once you see and have that awareness, you can shape what you don't want, right? What will support you actually going forward in terms of identity, beliefs, way of thinking, patterns, perceptions, because this is basically to 95% influencing and shaping your future. If you don't upgrade that inner architecture, your current operating system running on autopilot will sabotage your growth. In other words, you will find yourself in the very same places as you were before, or growing your business, if you choose to do so, will be very difficult. And you will be always in a vicious circle repeating the patterns. So that part is absolutely crucial. And the third phase is align. So imagine yourself, you already know what you really want. What's that next version of you? You upgraded your inner architecture. And now you're shaping your strategy forward. You literally are going to think differently, not only feel differently, but your perception, your energy shifted. And so your strategy will also be different, as well as your decisions of what are your standards, what are your habits, how you want to organize your day, what you want to tolerate, what are your standards. All of these parts belong to the align process part, if you like. These 3, attune, activate, align, are very powerful parts of a very powerful process, if you like, transformational process. And I call it also the process of swimming in your energy, a vision energy. And it's just bring you to completely different level of thinking, feeling, and being. And as you probably noticed, this whole process centers a lot around the next identity. Because your next level, expanded role, or your venture, your new venture, your business, maybe that you want to start as a part of your career intervention, will require a new you, a next level of you, and not a different you. It doesn't require you to become someone else. It requires you to step to the highest level of you or higher level of you, the version of you that has more wisdom, the version of you that is more confident, the version of you that is more aware and conscious, and the version of you that is more authentic as well and more true to yourself. That is what these next levels all are inviting us towards to. And it is crucial, therefore, to first discover and connect ourselves with that next level of ourselves as a premise to creating and shaping clarity for next chapter and vision and strategy and everything else. And what happens in this process that I just walked you through is you are shifting your energetic frequency, energetic vibration. You elevate yourself through this process. Maybe remember what I said in the beginning. Your reality match always your inner architecture. So when you elevate yourself to the next level, when you upgrade your inner architecture, you elevate, expand your identity, you vibrationally shift to the next level. Now you have a much higher chance to attract what you truly want faster, because your external reality will always mirror your internal one. That is the leadership mirror. So yes, this is a process that will absolutely help you in navigating your transition or career reinvention with more trust, with more clarity, with more confidence, with more ease, and shaping momentums. Because ultimately, you don't want to stay in this transition for a very long time. What you want is to land your next desired role faster or start successfully your business. So if you are in a phase of reinvention or transition, this is the most exciting and opportunistic moment that you can shape for yourself. Shape for yourself the next chapter that is more aligned, more meaningful, more fulfilled, and more successful. So if you would like to navigate this transition and reinvention phase with more ease, with more clarity, with more confidence, and of course, create faster momentums, land the desired role faster, or start the business successfully faster, then I invite you to have a conversation with me. And in this conversation, you will discover more about this process and how it can really, truly benefit you in your specific context. It is intentional, it is expansive, it is energetic, it is bringing you to the absolute next level. You become the leader who is creating and shaping reality intentionally. You become the leader that is really wanted. And that is very important going forward for you and for your next chapter. So I want to leave you with this invitation, and I'm looking forward also to hear what are you taking away from this conversation and I hope also it serves you in whichever shape and form. And I will see you next time.